Now, parents of missing British teenager Jay Slater say they've been left in the dark by police, who's visiting Tenerife, of course, to attend a music festival. Hasn't been seen for over a week now.
Well, his family have now shared a blurry picture, or indeed shared a blurry picture of CCTV footage that could show the 19-year-old 10 hours after he was first reported as missing.
Very blurry indeed. Joining us now is journalist Gerard Couzens. And Gerard, we have some new information, do we, coming in that dog reinforcements are being brought in?
Correct. The police in Tenerife announced today, a couple of hours ago, that specialist dog handlers from Madrid have been drafted in to reinforce the dog handlers from Tenerife that were already working on the ground. And what they say specifically about those dogs is that they are trained to search in large swathes of land. That the ones in Tenerife that were already working were trained to deal with smaller areas. So I think what this shows is obviously that the search is far from being scaled down, is being ramped up. And it gives you the impression that the authorities, although they're saying that they're keeping an open mind, are focusing still on the idea that Jay has become disorientated and is out there somewhere in the mountains in this very rough and inhospitable terrain.
Goodness me, although if he's become disorientated, I mean, it's been more than a week, Gerard. There's no easy way to say this, but is it particularly likely that they'll find him alive?
Well, the police on the record are saying that they're still hopeful of finding him alive, but obviously as every day goes past, it becomes less and less likely. I think it's his mum or his father has already talked about, their fears that they're going to bring him home in a body bag. But yes, if he's out there, the chances of him being alive are remote. But the police are not going to give up. They're saying they're 100% focused on this search, and they will continue searching. No one's talking about an end date, even 9 days after the start of this search.
And what do we know about Jay Slater and his family? His family are becoming more vocal in the media, talking about the police investigation. There's been some disappointment vocalised too with how the police are carrying it out. Is that fair? I mean, you seem to suggest that things are very much ramping up rather than slowing down.
Well, what you've got to understand is that there's two aspects of this police operation. There's the very visible search involving the helicopters, the dogs, the mountain rescue experts. And the family have said on the record that they're happy with the information they're getting from the police in respect of that search. Now, there's a parallel operation which is being conducted by what would be the equivalent of CID in the old CID in the UK, police investigators, who are doing work behind the scenes. And that information will not be shared, in theory, with the family, with the media, with anyone outside of the very small handful of people who need to be in the know. And I understand the family have been critical of that side of the police operation, but it's a cultural thing. The police out here, the Civil Guard especially, which is one of the two national police forces, do not share information. They do not put, as a general rule, family liaison officers in place to keep friends and family informed of every move and every step they're making. So I can understand the family's concern, and it must be very difficult for them in the situation they're in, to have the feeling that they're not getting as much information as possible. But it just will not happen with the way Spanish police work, certainly not in terms of that parallel investigation.
Yeah, huge cultural difference. Well, Gerard Couzens, thank you so much for joining us. A journalist out in Marbella. I really appreciate your expertise.